you got in a little trouble because you got excited about meeting Hunter Biden, and then like the next day, you said. Okay, so it's Halloween's coming up.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, scary. Scary.
What are you gonna dress up as?
I'm going to go with Cheech.
Oh, you?
Yeah. Because I already got a mustache.
So you're gonna shave the beard, the bottom part?
No.
It's too
I'm going to
scary.
go with Cheech. When
That
he
would
had
be
a
really
beard.
scary if you did that.
You guys are.
You know those videos of
I should freak you guys out and shave
you
everything.
know those videos of babies, when they see their dad like freshly shaven and they're like, "Oh, what is that?"
I know. Well, you guys freaked out when I shaved.
Oh, it was shocking. I'm still traumatized by the time I saw you without a beard. I don't want anyone to have to experience that. That was shocking, man.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But boy, as soon as I could grow a beard.
The Halloweens of the past, and one of them was the Halloween parties that used to happen at the Roxy.
Oh, at the Roxy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have some memories of that.
Oh, yeah, you should have. Yeah.
There was one where Rosie, our family friend, made me a Superman costume.
That's right.
And I think there's a video of that. But
and you won a prize?
Yeah, because like Nick, Lou's son, who Lou Adler owns the Roxy, he won everything. Always.
First prize?
First
every
prize
time
for everything. It was.
In fact, you didn't even have to announce it. They'd just say, "Nick, come on, get your prize."
It was a little upsetting. So then they gave me a prize.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Well, you went up there too.
Oh, didn't I just go up and get one or something?
Yeah,
like
you
that?
just went up too. You said, "Oh, it's time to get a prize," and you just walked up.
So I remember rides in the parking lot.
Oh no, Lou went all out.
Yeah. So like, what kind
And
of
you know
stuff?
the bottom line?
What?
He went all out. He spent Cheech and Chong money to do it.
How do you know that for sure?
We did. They did the discovery when we went suing.
When you in the lawsuit.
When we went suing,
it came out in the lawsuit.
we found out that we paid for all that.
That was
shit.
your expenses.
It was our expenses, and Lou's kid won all the first prizes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
and Cheech and I were paying for it.
That's like a black belt entertainment manager move right there. Throw a party on your client's.
Yeah.
bill.
No, you learn from your mistakes.
I think they Tyson. They used to charge Tyson for his fresh towels.
Yeah.
Like $300 for fresh towels. And they're just clean towels that But let's go back. So, were there animals at these events at the Roxy?
The what?
Were there animals there?
Yeah. One time, Lou had a big Belgian tiger. Huge tiger, and we went over to take pictures with it, and the tiger really just very casually put his mouth and teeth around Cheech's ankle.
Holy shit!
And Cheech was,
Now, is that the lion tamer guy who had like a
No, that was a different one.
So this guy didn't have any visible scars from. So he was early on in his.
South of France,
Right.
and we went over to next door. They had a circus, and the fun thing wasn't the circus show. The fun thing was seeing them load the circus animals from the train into the
That gets pretty brutal, right?
into the area. Well, that's when you really see danger. Because these are wild animals, and you got to move them from one thing to
And
another.
they're big and strong.
And the lion tamer had a big scar right across his face.
Well, tapping a little cotton ball or something. So
Yeah.
So what else happened? Like, did you have fun at these parties, at the Halloween parties?
Did we?
Yeah.
Cheech and I?
Or was it just like bring your kids there and then?
Oh, there they are. There's Lou. There's Lou. There's Lou Adler. The Lou Adler. Oh, I tell you, we would not be where we are today. Wasn't for that man.
We're talking about the Halloween. Describe what they were like.
Party themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. You know, they had young kids. Everybody's young kids come. You know, I think Warren Beatty.
I thought he was just the Bachelor.
Ryan O'Neal.
Uh-huh.
And Tatum.
Oh, Tatum, yeah.
Yeah, they all came.
Did Robbie and Ray Don come?
Ray Don and Robbie and all my kids came. Yeah, they all got toys and prizes and all that stuff. Yeah, there's Cheech and I and Lou. There's the old Lou.
And another thing about the Roxy is you thought you were going to be part owner of the Roxy.
I've been in nightclubs all my life, and so when Lou said I'm buying the Roxy, I just automatically thought that I was going to be included in on at least something, you know. Other than we were the first, you know, to open it and all that.
So did it hurt your feelings? When did you find out that you didn't have any ownership stake?
Well, when they told me I couldn't bring Michael Malcolm into the Roxy, you know.
What do you mean?
Well, Michael used to hang out. Michael was helping me build the house.
Right.
And he was living, you know, we were living at Stone Canyon at the time. And so Michael would come up, you know, almost every night to hang out at the Roxy. Well,
at the Roxy top of the rocks?
Yeah, the top of the rocks. And so that was where all the celebrities, you know.
Right.
And because Michael wasn't really a celebrity, you know, he was told not to keep coming back, you know. And so I had to step in there and say, hey, man, come on, this is my bud, you know. And
even when you were with him?
Oh, no, when I was with him, they didn't bother. It was just Michael by himself, you know. It's the old Roxy. Roxy really was a booty call place, you know.
I think every nightclub is a booty call place.
Well, I wouldn't know that, you know.
But the whole thing about, you know, not letting everybody in, it's funny because, you know.
No, only certain people got to go on the top. And that's where Michael Malcolm wanted to hang out.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Yeah, and Cheech found his first wife, Ricky, at the Roxy. Yeah.
At the Rainbow Room.
Well, next door.
No, Dad, is the bar.
Yeah, but it's the same building.
No,
almost.
Technically, it's not. They're different buildings. It's the same. They're neighbors.
You sound like your mom.
So.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, dear.
Yeah, I know. So how much did you hang out at the top of the rocks a lot?
No.
No?
I didn't need a booty call. I had a wife at home.
What was the... I mean, like, who was that? Like, Michael Jackson was there?
At times.
Jack Nicholson?
Yeah, Michael came one time anyway. That's when Cheech met him.
Yeah.
And Cheech had to call Michael aside and find out if I really did discover him and all those stories that I told, you know. I'm like, oh, yeah.
And Michael backed you up?
Yeah. He did it. Yes, he did. And then... Bobby's funny.
Was that when Michael was with Brooke Shields?
No, that's when he had the glove.
I think that's when he was with Brooke Shields.
It could have been, you know, or Presley.
No,
his wife.
Presley comes way later.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Decade later, maybe 2 decades later.
Either way.
He was a kid during the Roxy.
Michael.
Yeah, he was like.
No, he had a glove. It was the glove time.
Because he got burned.
I don't know what it was.
Remember when he had the...
I think he was masturbating so much that he was getting calluses, you know.
Oh, he did a Pepsi commercial and his hair lit on fire.
Oh, that's a story that he's using.
thing that's pretty interesting is that you're at the costume store. Did you know that?
The what?
Like when you go to those costume stores.
Oh yeah,
the
Cheech
Halloween
and Chong.
stores.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. You can.
That's, to me, that's better than an Oscar.
Yeah.
I swear to God, all of a sudden you got people dressing up, especially little kids. That cracks me up.
The little kids' costumes of Cheech and Chong are funny.
Did you see the little guy? He's on. I'm not blind.
You know, his dad passed away.
Huh?
The dad passed away of cancer.
Which one?
You know, in the bit, there's
That
like the
little
dad
kid?
and the
Yeah.
little kid. Yeah, the dad
that's
passed
sad.
away. Yeah, really sad.
That's sad, but yeah.
Yeah, he's really good doing.
Oh, there he is. There he.
Oh, these are all the kids.
Oh, that cracks me up.
Those are amazing.
Oh, Cheech designed that costume. He had it in his mind exactly what he wanted with the red suspenders and the hat, the whole
The
thing.
half shirt, the yellow half shirt.
Yeah. Oh man, Cheech. That's his artisticness coming out, man. Because it's iconic.
For sure.
It's iconic, man. And I guess he got it from somebody. I don't know what he did.
And you came up with yours?
Me?
Yeah.
Shelby.
Oh, Shelby did.
Shelby designed everything.
Oh, she did.
The headband, the
red headband.
the shirt, the pants, everything. That was all Shelby. Yeah. When I first met her, you know, she first thing she did when she looked at me, she said, "Take off that dickie." And she wasn't looking at me. She's looking out the window.
You got to explain what a dickie is, because I didn't know what a
dickie
dickie is.
is a phony turtleneck, and you stick it under a shirt or whatever, and now you got a costume. It was our cheap band costume.
That's when the band members all had to dress.
We all had dickies.
They had to have the same uniform.
Yeah. That was like traditional, and so when she got in the car, I was going to give her a ride to another club. Her and her sister, and then she told me, take out the dickie, and then the other thing she said was, give me some popcorn. And I looked at her. We were right in the teen fair, so the popcorn was right there, so I got her a bag of popcorn. And then she said, take us to the Harlem Nocturne. And that was the club, not my club. I said, well, you got to come to our club, you know. Yeah, haven't heard of it, you know. I said, well, it's there. Gave her the address and that, and so she goes with her sister. We drop them off at the Harlem Nocturne, and every black guy in Vancouver and Seattle, they're all hanging out there, you know, mostly hanging outside, you know, because it's so crowded inside. And so Shelby and her I wasn't there, but Shelby and her sister tried to get in, but they were too young, and so.
How old were they, Dad?
I think Shelby, Forrest was 14.
14.
I think Shelby was 16. I think.
Going out to nightclubs, huh?
Barefoot.
Was it a school night?
Not only, but half the time they were barefoot. I don't know if they were barefoot this night, but they just wouldn't let them in. Now, these two gorgeous girls, teenagers, they said, well, I know a club we can get into. And so they took the whole crowd, literally. Because we're in there, it was like a practice hall for us because it was empty, and all of a sudden we heard a commotion of people coming down the stairs, and then I looked, and there's Shelby at the front of the line, and of course my brother, he's pointing at her, you know, do we let her in? Let her in, yeah, let her in, and so. They all came down.
Did that put you guys on the map? Were you?
That put us on the map.
It did, huh?
That was the club was empty until that night, and then it was packed every night. 6 years. 6 years, jammed.
Guys are like, man, they got these 16-year-old hot chicks there. You got to check it out, man. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Don't wear shoes.
That's how nightclubs like get popular here. I don't know, a lot of people know this, but in Hollywood they kind of rely on underage kids to go to those nightclubs to attract people.
Yeah, beauty.
It's a dirty secret of Hollywood, you know.
Beauty. And not only that, but when you reach a certain age, you have to go out. if you stayed home, it's like your life is over.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the
home.
that's the FOMO. You know what FOMO is? Fear of missing out.
Yeah, FOMO. Yeah. Yeah, when you hit a certain
Strong.
age, and that's what happened. And when Shelby turned everybody on to our music and our band, oh shit, they packed every night, and then she would come to visit me, and I thought, you know, she kind of had a thing for me, but what it was because she was so young. She'd come to the club, and you know, yeah, I was married and kids and everything, and she would come, and we'd say hi and have a little smiling at each other and everything else. And then she's getting ready to go home. I'd give her taxi money, and she'd get on the bus and put the taxi money in her pocket. and that's how I supported her through her high school, the rest of her high school. I didn't know it
I
at the time.
can't imagine my mom riding a bus, but it did happen, huh?
Shit, yeah.
Yeah. In Canada, you walk or ride the bus.
Or hitchhike.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but with her, she'd just take a bus. You know, what, a quarter or something? You know, and I give her $10 for a cab.
Yeah.
and that was the basis of our relationship. You know.
Yeah.
It was just friends, and that's the dangerous part.
What was Halloween like when you were a kid?
When I was a kid,
Yeah.
oh man, it was a fun holiday, because we lived in the country, see, and it was like urban warfare. You know, it was urban
warfare when I was a kid.
Oh.
It's not urban warfare now. I think it is in certain areas, maybe some areas.
Still, yeah.
But like in the nice neighborhoods, it's not urban warfare. It's like docile.
Oh, they got little containers for candy now outside the
That
house.
shit would be gone.
Yeah, you just put it there. Oh no, not only gone, it'd be tipped over and set on fire. So, yeah, because that was the night of mischief.
Yeah. Oh, the night of mischief.
Remember what Detroit was? Fire night. Detroit,
burn everything down.
Detroit would set fire to all the empty houses.
All the abandoned houses.
Abandoned houses, yeah. Yeah,
pretty
that was
scary.
the night of fire or something like that. Crazy.
Just arson, huh?
Yeah. No, Halloween was always, and it had to do with the devil too. You know, it had to do with really being bad and evil and out there trick or treat. You know, if you don't give us a treat, we'll fuck you up. You know?
See, I remember when I met some of the guys from the Palisades. It was like, okay, like we go to the Ralph's, and we'd buy like all the shaving cream and eggs and toilet paper, and we'd be checking out, and the cash register people, they knew exactly what we're doing. They'd bag it up for us.
It's your job.
It's their job.
Yeah.
And then you could you take the shaving cream and you modify it. You put a little needle in the end, and it was like BB gun fights, Did they have BB gun fights, like BB gun wars, when you were a kid?
Not on Halloween.
Just all the time?
Not on Halloween. But yeah, my brother and I, well, the racist in Calgary. One time, my brother, I guess we were about 12, 13, something like that. And we were living with my uncle. And my uncle, the Chinese uncle, he wasn't really related, but the immigration, if you're Chinese, that's my uncle, and they got in, and so we were staying at my uncle's place. It was the side of a hill, and eventually got covered by a landslide or something. But that was the house we were living in, and it was in like an Italian neighborhood, I guess. But they're very racist, and because we're and so we had the high ground.
Yeah.
And we had one BB gun, which my brother had, and
you're a pretty good shot, right?
Oh no, I ended up being a marksman.
But so you shot those kids?
Oh yeah, we shot back and forth. We
shot those kids with BB guns?
We tried.
You gave me a BB gun when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, man. And like, what are you gonna do with a BB gun in the Palisades? You got to shoot windows out.
I'll tell you what.
I couldn't believe you gave me a BB gun.
I'll tell you what. The BB gun. There's this lady kept driving by our house really fast. She'd get to our house and she'd step on it. And so finally I went out and I stopped her. I said, hey, come on, man. You know, you're driving too fast. She says, yeah, well, those kids are shooting BB guns at me.
And how do you resist? You just gotta shoot those windows. It's like they call for you. I remember I was taking Morgan, my nephew, Radon's son, and they gave him. They had a house in Saugus, you know, like the ranch. Remember the ranch out there, like a couple hours outside of LA.
Ojai or
Saugus Valley. It's like near Ojai. Anyways, you know.
Morgan?
They gave Morgan. He's like 4 years old. They gave him like a 4-wheel, off-road ATV and a big rifle BB gun. And I'm like, oh my god! And I'm like 14 at the time, so I go, let's go shoot this BB gun. And we go out in the woods right there. Yeah. And I got little Morgan. He's a little guy, and I got my little brother too, and they're just little guys. And I go. You see that bird on the very top of that tree there? And Dad, it was a tall tree. I'm talking like 60, 80 feet, like really tall. So tall that I didn't think I was going to get this bird. But I just think, and it just came flying down. I felt so bad. I'm like, okay, guys, don't say anything to anybody.
I'll tell you a story about my brother. My brother and I, you know, we lived in Calgary, and near Calgary there's a great duck hunting because you have a lot of sloughs, and the ducks come in, they land, and so you want duck hunting, you know, so we had all the guns and everything else, and we're waiting beside the slough. We got out early in the morning, you know, someone fired their gun. There's no ducks. What the fuck?
In your group?
Yeah, in the group, but Stan was across the lake. And then next thing I know, I see my brother wading into the slough, into the water, and he picks up this muskrat or whatever the fuck it was he shot, and he's holding it like this here, and the ducks came over. And the ducks, they looked down, whoop, can't go there, and they just he took off.
He blew the whole thing, huh? For a marmot.
Stan, my brother, and then
because you got to be patient. You're supposed to be patient, right, and just wait for the ducks.
Yeah.
And your brother just saw something move.
Well, he saw something
had
move.
to kill it, right?
That's the same brother that when I was in Cannes, we're at this resort. And this one doctor from Canada heard that I was there, and he goes, "Oh, I got to tell him a story about his brother." And so I met him, and he said, "Yeah, I'm a doctor out of Deep Cove where your brother was living." He said, "Your brother came in, and his hand was sore." And so we looked at it, and so we did some X-rays on it, and they found.
You know. Knocked some teeth out.
And so they took the teeth fragments out. His hand was good to go.
Thanks, Doc.
That was good, but that was
sad because there's some guy with some missing teeth, you know, somewhere out there.
Oh well, yeah. One time, man, I was walking out of the club because we quit at like 6 in the morning, something like that, and I'm walking out early in the morning. All of a sudden, these 3 idiots, punks, you know, let's get them, you know, they started chasing me. And so I ran down to the club, and our club was where all the bouncers would gather after work. And so there was like about 5 bouncers, big mean guys sitting there in the dark, and I come running in, and I said, they're after me. And then these 3 guys come running in, and you could see, I couldn't see it, but I could see them, their eyes getting used to the dark.
It's like...
And they're looking around, and they've seen all like 5 or 6, these big bouncers. Their only job is to kill those guys.
Yeah.
That's their only job. And next thing you know, I got my car, and I'm coming around, and all the guys they're holding their heads, waiting for an ambulance.
It's funny because your brother was a bouncer, a doorman, and then you got Shelby's brother, my uncle, his first doorman job.
Yeah.
And I used to work for, because he ended up having a nice was a club owner, but used to be a doorman. So he had the meanest, scariest, like, doorman bouncers.
Yeah.
And there'd be these big fights there. And one day, they had a huge brawl in the back. To the police, and they're like, listen, you know, we just got from the hospital, and someone got beat up real bad, and when you kicked him out, the bouncer slammed the door on the guy's finger, and he's missing a finger. Can you go see? Can you go see if there's a finger? So Stan walks out there with the phone, you know, and he's like, oh yeah, we got it right here. He got the finger.
Should I put it in the mail, or are you going to come get it? Well, Stan's Club was one of the only clubs that the Hells Angels used to hang out in. So, I mean, and it was a strip club. I was talking to somebody, and I said it was called Big Bamboo.
No, it wasn't a strip club though. They just had a ladies' night, and they had 2 stories, and have like male strippers with the ladies, getting them all fired up, and then then they'd open the doors and it was just mayhem.
But Mom contradicted me.
Of course,
it wasn't a strip club.
But she didn't know. She never went to those.
It wasn't a strip club.
Yeah. Well, she's thinking like girls, What was? Is it true your brother? There's one story where like some guy pulled a gun on him.
Yeah.
And he put the web of his thumb.
He grabbed it, and the hammer hit him on the thumb.
He grabbed it like that, and the hammer hit it.
And the guy pulled the trigger, but the hammer caught him in the thing. Yeah.
I that's hard to believe.
I know. But
they have those memes where like the guy teaches you self-defense on what to do in situations, and then they have the memes cuts to someone trying to do it, and then all of a sudden they're in heaven. They're looking around.
No, Stan. And Cheech never saw that, And so what we did when we lost the club, they sold the building, and so then we put the act in the back room of the junk, the Shanghai junk, the strip club, and so we're in the back room, and we had a special showing for Three Dog Night, Floyd's group, my ex brother-in-law, and so. We're going to do a performance. Anyway, this drunk somebody, he started acting stupid, So the old instinct comes out. I was the only guy there, so I grabbed the guy and started hustling him away, and he grabbed my hair, and I had long hair at the time, and that's one thing, bouncers never had long hair.
No,
nothing to grab onto, and so the guy's pulling the shit out of my hair, And so I had to unwind his fingers and Cheech is out there. I remember Cheech looking at me like he never saw that part of me before.
No.
And it was pretty gnarly.
But it didn't Stan used to throw guys would throw him too hard and pull him back.
Well, that was the whole point. It was hard to get up that club. But it was real easy throwing them down the stairs,
Yeah.
Gravity would take care of most of the problems, And half the time, these guys were so drunk.
Canada's fun. Like, I guess the United States, they sue you and stuff. But Canada, Canadians just kind of take the beating and just, like come back to the club with like their broken nose. And they're like, oh, that was rough last week, man.
Well, I think I went to jail because of my record. Because one club we're working on, and this guy was giving us a hard time, and anyway, I kind of stomped on his head and broke his nose or something, and his girlfriend was worked at the Penthouse, and Mitzi was her name. She never liked me ever since that. I put the guy in the hospital, and then the cops pressed charges, and I ended up going to jail that night. And I was in
Just like
jail.
a holding tank.
Well, yeah, overnight. I was in there with the other bouncers that got busted that night. It was like, hey, how are you doing, Tom? Yeah, good. You too, huh? Yeah.
But you don't fight anymore, right?
No, I haven't fought.
I don't know. Did we talk about this one time? But there was, I think your last fight, I think you were in early 70s. And you were getting on the Lionsgate Bridge in Vancouver.
Oh.
And you cut a guy off, and he got really mad at you.
Well, he pulled in front of me and stopped.
Yeah. Oh, he stopped. Yeah.
He stopped on the bridge.
Right.
The little bridge
And
before
he said,
the.
You want to
thing.
go? You want to go?
No, and I walked out. What the fuck? And he said, he started his shit.
Get back in your car.
Oh,
And
yeah.
The guy's like, well, what are you gonna do?
Oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah, what are you going to do, bud? So I give him a shot in the balls, you
You
know.
just kicked him in the ding dong.
Yeah. Kind of. He didn't bend over or anything like that, but he sure backed up. That was
Yeah.
enough of that. He thought this old guy was going to, what, crumble? he
You
had
know what's
no
sad?
idea.
It's sad because they show a lot of these road rage incidents on the internet,
Yeah.
and most fall,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But once in a while, those old guys know how to fight,
Oh.
and then they fight back, and it's like, yeah, good job.
Well, you know, my brother Stan, he ended up being a mall cop.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, at the end of his career, and close to when he died, he couldn't do much, you know.
Yeah, he had a heart condition,
Well, he had a
right?
bad heart and everything. But he caught one guy shoplifting or something, you know,
Uh-huh.
and he couldn't do anything, so he just laid on him.
That's
The guy couldn't get away.
that's a
Just
good
laid on him.
That's a good tactic, you know. Just lay on him until the police arrive.
No, that was the last time, you know. After that, I
Speaking of shoplifting, there's a lot of shoplifting going on. And when you you told me that when you had the club, like real
my
high
whole wardrobe, man. My whole wardrobe cost me $20.
because it was
Suits. We got the nicest suits.
So-
That's another reason why your mom.
so was
liked
it like the movies where they'd come with a rack and, hey, you want to buy these
Yeah,
suits, and they
yeah.
just got ripped off?
Hey Tom, I got something for you. Okay, look at it. It's your size. Don't worry. It's your size.
Didn't they have contests and say like, hey, I bet you can't steal that canoe out of the
They
or
did.
that-
They'd
yeah.
bet with each other. You know how brazen they were,
Yeah.
and they did. They stole a canoe that was in the front window,
Uh-huh.
and the way they did it, they dressed like servicemen,
Uh-huh.
and they had the store owner or one of the employees hold the door for them. Well, they walked out with the canoe.
We're here to pick up the canoe. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, we were told to come pick up the canoe.
Oh yeah. Oh no, shoplifting in Vancouver.
And then,
mean,
and then
that was a
Forrest was
profession.
Like my aunt used to shoplift too, right?
Not anymore, but yeah.
No, I mean like.
Yeah, back in
Well,
the
I hope
day.
not anymore,
No,
but-
back in the day. Yeah, yeah. Well, the club, it attracted all the hustlers.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they would sell their shit. You know, one time a guy, the first time I ever played golf. Hey, Tom, got you some golf clubs. There you go. Just don't play in Shaughnessy. Okay. And I don't know where the clubs are now, but yeah.
I think I saw a thing where it was The Rock, and there was like a 7-Eleven where in his neighborhood when he was a kid, and he used to just steal candy from it
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
So he went back and he bought like 20 grand worth of candy to make up for all the stuff.
To
he
make
stole.
up for his thievery, yeah.
As long as you get back, as long as you like give back, you're good, right?
It depends, really, because it's yourself. Whenever you do anything illegal,
Now,
no
what
matter.
if you buy the stolen product?
Yeah. I'm still paying for them. Hey, with my life, man, I had a shot at, cashing in many times and just.
Never get away with it, right?
No.
One way or
Because
the other.
it's yourself. You know, just like when people pray or meditate, all you're really doing is talking to yourself.
You know what's interesting to me is that, like, those guys that were the prolific thieves, you know, like you knew some like diamond thieves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If they had just put that amount of energy and focus into like regular business, they would have been successful, right?
They don't want to take the time.
But it takes time to come up with the scam.
No, but here's what it is. They think they're stealing. And usually it's because they don't understand. They can't comprehend, you know. And you know, it's just like music. You know, you can fake music forever, but every once in a while you come across someone that learns music, you know, and they don't have to fake it.
Right.
And so they can sit down and read anything and do it. It's very
in
rare.
Europe, did you ever come across like the gypsies or like the pickpocket people?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was in jail with a gypsy.
Did you get pickpocketed in
Steve.
In Europe?
I think I know you got your bikes ripped off.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, 8 years old. I went to the bakery and I had this BMX. Look, oh man, if you save those things, they're worth a lot of money now. They were hard to get. But I got the bike and this is like my third bike that had already been stolen. And so I set it up against the door because you couldn't bring it inside. And then I'm walking in and I'm watching it the whole time. And I'm like, and I go right at the counter and I order the chocolate croissant. I turn around, it's gone.
Gone.
Like that quick.
Yep.
Like they were probably following me, right? These that film pickpocketers and they'll scream, "Attenzione, pickpocket!" and then they'll out them in front of everybody and then get them on camera and put them on the internet. And fuck, man, they don't look like. I mean, they don't look. They look like the normal tourists.
Yeah. When we were in Toronto one time, all of a sudden, I was with your sister, Precious, and we're walking along. All of a sudden, Precious starts screaming, "That's not your bike, leave it alone, you're stealing bikes." And I look over, and this guy was trying to steal bikes off a bike parking thing. And what they do, they cut the safety, the things, and you know, the chain, and take the bike, and Precious starts screaming, and the crowd starts screaming, and the guy had to run away. Yeah. He had to run away, but that's normal. Yeah, that's the world we live in. Yeah, it's always gone.
All right, well, let's.
Up to a pilot trying to.
He was off-duty co-pilot, but he was in the cockpit.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he tries to wrestle the controls and shut off the engines.
Yeah.
And they got a full 80 passengers on board.
Yeah.
And so then the guy calls in and they restrain him and they say, okay, well, you know, we had a little incident. We need to land now and make sure there's police there to pick this guy up. It turns out he'd eaten some mushrooms before he went on the plane and did this. So, but now the consequences, like they're just about to legalize mushrooms in California and Oregon. Now they're thinking twice about it.
Oh, so stupid. Come on, what you do?
Off-duty pilot who attempted to disable the engines of an Alaska Airlines flight in midair has been charged with 83 counts of attempted murder and endangering an airplane.
That'll get reduced.
That's according to authorities.
You know, but the thing is,
44-year-old.
the thing is that, you see, you know how that joke was just under the surface? I think that just under the surface of all the pilots is the urge to just shut everything down and just fucking dive that plane to the ground and blow it out.
It's happened.
Yeah.
Malaysian.
Well, we don't know. We don't know what happened in Malaysia. Aliens could be involved. A lot of things could have happened.
Yeah, no.
That's not, no one found that yet.
And Trump.
You flew.
Hmm?
You flew. Did you have the urge to just nosedive?
No, actually, I'm opposite. I can't stand on ledges or anything, you know, anything that threatens my life like that. I get
No rock climbing without a rope?
Oh, fuck that. It's adrenaline. When I was younger, we'd climb trees and that, but now, as you get older, man, as you get older, I'll tell you. When someone says, "Look over here," you got to be very careful how you turn. You gotta,
You slowly look.
because if you move too fast, you might have a stroke or something.
Yeah, when I used to want to jump off stuff, and
You did?
I did.
You said, "Dad, take a picture." Why? I'm going to jump off a cliff. Okay. He took a picture. And here you go. Poof.
Yeah, I did it. No, but now just there's just no way on these limbs.
That's a 7-year itch, by the way. Every 7 years you change, you become somebody else. You can become somebody else. And that's why a lot of people get divorced, because they weren't the person that they were when they got married.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why life is. That's why, if you look at the old Chinese, they had it together.
Put up with you?
Huh?
Mom put up with you every time you changed every 7 years?
Oh no, she you can see in our relationship, yeah, because we were that close, and all of a sudden she had the urge to dance, and not dance with me, dance with a professional dancer, and it still goes on today. Oh yeah, that's what kept us together, because familiarity breeds contempt, and so once that familiarity is over, you have to look for what you have to do is really let other entities, and let your relationship grow into something stronger, and that's why it's very important.
And persevere, right? Just and hang in there.
It's very important that you keep your instincts, what you want to say to yourself, and really put it through the word processing.
Well, that's you had the epiphany that, like, those old couples that have been together for 60, 70 years, they don't even talk to each other, but they hang with each other.
Oh, and they swear at each other too.
But like, they under their breath, right? Oh, God damn bitch, I'll fucking kill
and they know exactly what they said. They read minds.
Your parents were like that, right?
Yeah. The Bickersons.
And what would it sound like?
Oh God. It was usually Mom saying, why don't you let him have the car? Why do you do that to him? Like I'd ask for the car, can I borrow the car? And Pop wouldn't answer. And then you kind of dangle the keys, It'd torture the shit out of me, And then Mom, and it would be torturing Mom. He's really torturing Mom, because he knows how Mom feels about the kids, Yeah. And that's what it is. They use that in there.
But even though when they're older, like later on, they would still kind of like.
Oh yeah, they natter at each other, And that's what you miss, When they're gone, you miss that, You miss that togetherness. But the good news is that if you're together in this life, chances are you'll be together in other lives, because it's birds of a feather, and you evolve together as you get older.
Okay, what do we got here?
Deer charges through. Here comes a deer. Oh. They're running out. Oh, there he is. This slippery floor. What the hell? I smell a Chinaman. Are there Chinese guys in here? Nope. Let's try over here. Oh, fuck.
Cool.
Oh,
Went out the back door.
Here we go. Yeah, that's one thing you want to do when you get a wild animal in your house. Leave. Open the door.
We had a big raccoon come in the house.
You remember that?
And were you with me? And they got.
I was there.
We were trying to corral it. And they got scared and started pissing on the chair. It was big too.
It was.
Birds fly into your house and.
Yeah. Not so much anymore,
Because I guess the cats are doing their job, right?
Well, there's only a certain amount of dumb birds, when you run out. Cypress balance, wine glasses on. Is that while dancing? Oh my God. Oh my God. That's a Greek. Whoa. If he goes, that's a whole bunch of glasses that go. Ah, it went. I was wondering how okay, it's a nice start. Now how do you finish? Oh, wow. That'd be good. Yeah. You still didn't get the alligator with the one. Oh, I'll pull it back up. Where the one where they he touches them and then they.
Alligator scatter. I'll look for the video.
No, it's right there. It's right there. This is it. This is it. This is
No. There's one where
this isn't the one? Yeah,
no,
it
this
is.
isn't it. This isn't it.
That's exactly what you described earlier.
I know, but there's another issue where he just.
Did you go like down the rabbit hole of robot and alligator movies on your own?
No, watch. See, it breaks off. It goes in the water. Now it's going to come out of the water. Look at it. See it. There. Oh, you can't eat it. Oh, then the guy picked it up. Yeah. That's what cracks me up. No, this one here, Paris. Watch. It's sleeping. It's sleeping. He wasn't going to give up. Okay. Get up. There you go.
Because they could just disappear you.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they did. Remember in Vancouver?
What?
The bikers? There's a biker club in Vancouver. Angels, one of those guys. Anyway, one of the bikers owned a pig farm. And then they found all these missing teeth and all this.
So there were some remnants?
Of indigenous women.
No way.
They were taking, the native women.
Kidnapping the
killing
native
them,
women?
and then feeding them to the pigs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fan question time.
Okay, who's the celebrity that smokes, but no one would think they do?
Oh, don't out. You can't out someone. John? How do you know this?
Huh?
The Pope?
Well, that's how they choose them. Who had the white smoke?
Oh.
See?
That's a big exhale? That's
Yeah. That's John. Yeah. Why? What do you mean, why, motherfucker?
Well, you met, what's his name? Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
Through some friends.
Yeah.
And you got in a little trouble because you got excited about meeting Hunter Biden. And then like the next day you said something on an interview. You're like, yeah, I know Hunter Biden now, and I'm going to go party with him, or I'm going to get him fucked up. And then that got printed in online, and then it got back to Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden called you up and was like, hey, Tommy, I just met you, man. I like you. Like, why would you say that about me?
He called me?
Didn't know he called the girl that you know, and then they gave you shit,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, you know, these people, you know, they're around Hunter Biden. Mm-hmm. They use him like a currency. You know, hey, you want to meet Hunter Biden? I know Hunter Biden. Oh, you know. Okay, so I met Hunter Biden.
But that's how they use you. That's how people use you, Dad.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, they got to know who I am. And the first who I am is I'm going to turn this little motherfucker on, you know. He said he had a drug problem. Well, I'm going to fix his drug problem. You know, you're doing the wrong drugs, Hunter. And I'm looking at his paintings. He's good. He can paint.
Yeah.
He's a real deal.
Yeah.
And then they, you know, because they're so worried about the press, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why remember when Hillary and everybody was running for president, and Sanders thing, and I was going to introduce him or something, and then I got a call disinviting me,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. That
Well,
hurt.
right then, you know, that ended me and Bernie Sanders, you know. I mean, it's, you know, if I look like votes, he wants to talk to me.
Right.
If I don't, then get away from me.
Right.
You know, so
That's
I got
politics.
no time for these guys.
That's
you know.
politics. That's
Yeah.
literally the definition of politics.
Being two-faced and lying. Yeah, yeah, that's politics. Yeah, yeah, for your own good. You're lying for your own good.
Yeah.
You know. No, I and see what I was going to do with Hunter Biden. You know, I was going to try to rehabilitate him in front of my crowd. You know, the people
Yeah.
that like me. You know,
Yeah.
and so I want to show that Hunter Biden is a painter, and he's not like what they're trying to paint him out to be.
Yeah,
you know?
he's- yeah.
No one is.
I mean, some people have some dark past, you know. He's not
What?
the first guy out there that had a bender with some hookers and some drugs. I mean, that's hookers are out there making money doing this.
Is that what the Hunter Biden story was?
I think so. Yeah.
No, I don't think about hookers, is it?
You're uninformed. It's okay.
What is my go-to breakfast cereal? Good question. You know, it really is dim sum. Because the Chinese, they never had breakfast. In their culture, breakfast was always leftovers.
Yeah.
You see, and that's what dim sum really is.
Well, here's the thing. In America, we think of like cereal,
Yeah, I know.
and breakfast, and eggs and stuff like that. In other countries, they just eat their eat. That's they have a breakfast version of that.
Yeah.
But like when you, that's one of the things I craved when we had lived in Europe. We lived in all these other countries. Was that American breakfast? That like Denny's.
American
That-
breakfast.
No, you know, like that diner breakfast.
Have I told that stold story
Yeah,
before?
you told it, yeah.
American breakfast.
Okay, that's it. I got to go pick up the kids.